Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I have an exciting news to share with all of you. Recently I was invited to be a speaker at Analytics with their DataHack Summit where I got to meet many of you as well as the founder of AutoGen and Josh Tamer who runs the channel StatQuest. Now, there, I was very happy to connect with many people with the like-minded overall approach of solving problem and how learn that how they're using AI in their everyday life to solve problem in an enterprise as well as at a consulting level. Now, I took a very important talk there on how can we use these no-code tools to automate everything, which I believe will be very helpful for anyone who is, let's say, in a company, or if you are someone who is even trying to start your own agency as well. Now, I have been running my own consulting based on all of these learnings and in this video, I have made sure that I'm sharing each and everything with you. Now, I requested Analytics Vidya to provide me with the video so that all of my audience can get fully benefited from this and learn what all I have shared. So with that, please see the video. I am pretty sure that there will be so much things to learn. I have kept the overall video where I have also answered the questions in the end so that if many of you will be having something after seeing the full presentation, you can surely just learn that, okay, what exactly was the answer for that. And if you still have anything, please ask the same in the doubts. And yeah, do make sure that you like this video and share with all of your friends. I've also covered that how can you use it in a company. So if any of your friend is there who is looking forward to just understand these tools or understand the full flow, then I think it will be a very good and a perfect video to get started with. So with that, everyone, now let's jump onto the video.
So yeah, as you can see on the screen, and the same is pretty nicely visible, building automation and agentic AI application with no-code tools. So this is our topic for today, and I've not seen the other presentation, but I assure you that this is going to be a lot more practical than I just telling you few things, because I have designed the slides as well as I've introduced many practical things here, which you will see that how using these no-code tools, the automation can be helpful to you right out of the box, okay? So just a second, I forgot the switcher. Great. So yeah, this is a big photo of me, and this is me in real life. As you can just learn a little bit, I'm a graduate of NSIT. I have worked previously with companies like Goldman Sachs, Oyo Rooms, Mindtickle. Now I have switched the gears, and currently I'm working on my own startup as a CTO, where I am creating a platform where you can, many professionals and students, they can come and upskill themselves in AI plus do real world projects. So it is still in stealth mode, but hopefully within the next 2-3 months, we will be launching the same as well. A little bit more about myself. So hopefully many of you must have seen me on YouTube, where I share my knowledge on using AI practically. Along with that, I also do lots of AI consulting for different companies, where I tell them that how they can integrate and use AI into their day-to-day work, right? So that is a quick brief about me. And you will surely find me posting more and more content on YouTube and educating you via the live classes I take, where from students to professionals alike, I teach them that how AI is not that difficult and how can you genuinely use AI into your everyday use case. So let's move forward, everyone, and this is the agenda. So coming to the agenda, we are going to start from the very basic understanding about automation. Then we will see that how no-code tools can help you in integrating automation into some common use cases. Moving forward, we will just have the elephant in the room, or I think in the whole world today, which is AI. We will see that how can that be integrated, right? How can that be integrated into professional use cases, not for just like funny cases where we are just trying to run a workflow. So I have prepared awesome practicals for the same. Then I will cover a very good no-code tool, Na10. Pretty sure that many of you must have heard about the same. If not, I will show that as well, that how it is very easy to understand and integrate AI into the same, right? Then, of course, industry use cases. So we have practicals, which I was saying. So I have covered 2-3 use cases from different industry. And then I will shed a light on how can exactly we can adopt the same. Because knowledge is all fine, that we can learn about many things. But this specific topic I have chosen so that everyone in this room, he or she can actually understand how we will be adopting it into our day-to-day jobs or into our business, and how AI is now not something which is very difficult, right? So that is all going to be the agenda. And finally, yes, we will have a Q&A where you can ask any question for sure regarding the topic with me, and I will be happy to answer that. Okay. So great, everyone. With that, let's now move forward. So next, as you can see, automation 101. So how many of you have an idea about automation or say are afraid of automation in the cloud? Can I have a quick hands up? Afraid of automation. Let's keep the question. Afraid of automation? Great. How many of you have an idea about automation? Like what exactly is an automation? Yeah, so a lot more, which makes sense. So pretty good one-line definition is written. Automation is the process of using technology to perform tasks without human intervention. So as the name suggests, automation means to automate something. Now it's not a new concept, though many of us will be seeing the same across different articles, different softwares, and we might be thinking that, well, this is something new. The very first project which I took up in my professional experience, I was automating something, right? When I was working at Goldman Sachs, 80 to 90% of the use cases, they were where we were automating something which took a lot of time to do manually, right? So automation has been there. We have been able to do automation via no-code tools, like I will show you, via writing code as well, right? So automation, as we can see, it is following a fixed rule-based process. And of course, it is good for repetitive and predictable tasks where we don't want to spend a lot of our time. Coming to the example, a very good example can be when we send an email to a customer as soon as they sign up on a website. So many of you will be signing up on a website. Either you will get an OTP, right? No matter if it's 4 o'clock or let's say in the morning, or let's say as soon as you sign up, you get a spam email or something. Then a very relatable example, which everyone would surely relate to, WhatsApp automation, right? So you just do something, you place an order, you get a message. So it's not that someone is sitting and sending you that message, right? So automation is happening around us more than we realize it, in real world, everywhere. The point comes at how can we understand it in depth so as to use it as well. Going next, this is the very easy flow of an automation, like very dumbed down. We have an input or a trigger. So let's say it can be just you going and placing an order. Then there will be some action. It will see that, okay, what you have placed, how much is the MRP, what all you have to do. And finally, the output, where you will be getting something, right? You get a message on your WhatsApp, that's the final output. So this is something as a very basic and understandable flow. Now, coming to next, I think this is the elephant in the world, which I was talking about. Now let's talk about agentic AI, right? So agentic AI or AI, what are all these things? Coming to agentic AI, it is just an autonomous AI system, right? Which can act without our help, okay? So a very important component of agentic AI is AI agents. Now, how many of you have heard about AI agents? I think most of us. Okay, how many of you are afraid of AI agents? Like you don't know, like it's very complex technology, something like that. Pretty good, like, okay, I'm very happy. So like very less people are there. So in a real sense, and I teach that a lot, and this is the best analogy I've found, AI agent is just like a digital human. So just like I am giving a presentation here, hopefully in 10 years, if we are able to make an agent, like a digital version of me, he will give a presentation instead of me. So that is what we are planning to achieve with agent, just that, nothing else. So just like we human have a brain, okay, it will have an LLM. Just like we have a memory, it can have a DB where it is storing everything. Just like I can act on my own, right, based on my surroundings. Like hopefully if there is some natural calamity, we all will run outside, right? I will be aware about my surroundings. Similarly, that AI should also be aware about the surrounding, the system, and then take that action. So limited supervision, of course, will be there. And a very good example is a travel agent, which can not only suggest that what you should do, it can take action as well. Because if you remember, back in 2022, when ChatGPT was introduced, yes, it was very helpful, but it was limited to giving you information. If you, let's say, ask it to write an email for your manager for asking for a leave, it used to give you that email, but you have to copy-paste that. And we humans are lazy, right? We still don't want to copy-paste that as well. So we created a system in which we can connect it to tools, and it can send the email for us as well. So all these AI agents came into picture because we are lazy. Like that's the real reason. So not just it is giving you the output, it is also making sure that it can act on that. Going next, a very quick comparison, how automation is rule-based, how agents are data-driven, right? How automation, we have the predefined process, and agents can do adaptive learning. Then automation, majorly, we will see a sequential task happening. So this then this, then we can have some conditions as well. Agents can be smart. They can take the complex reasoning. If I am sending you a message where I am very angry on your services, agent will not just send a message for the next service. He will try to understand, and most probably it will send a message that, hey, what can we do to correct that, right? So this is the power or benefit which we get from having agents into our system. And then, of course, limited decision-making, autonomous action. So this, I think, shall be very clear from the example we have taken. Now, this is just an expanded workflow, the one which I shared earlier. So if you remember, I shared, okay, back button is working. Yeah. So this is a flow of an automation. The same automation, what happens when we introduce AI into that, right? So initially, we just have, again, triggered event. So it can be any trigger event. The major thing happened in between, where the action was getting taken. Now, with AI into that, you can see that how I've created 3 arrows in the right diagram, where we have the memory, tool, and AI. So AI is pretty simple. We can have ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok, okay, anyone we can use. Then we can have any tool. So let's say if you want to send an email, you will have to connect your Gmail to that, right? So it can take that step from you, from your view. And a very important thing, memory. So we can have a RAG-based system as well, where it is taking some inspiration, let's say, from any company documents. I will show the practical as well, so that now it is a lot smarter and it can act on its own on your behalf. So earlier, where for a smarter system, you might need a person. We have eliminated that person with the help of AI agents or this AI agentic flow. So that's the whole idea. Pretty sure it should be clear. The clarification will be needed, but we will see the same in action as well. Now, again, real-world example. You can see that how I've drawn 2 coffee machines. So the left one is a pretty basic one, right? It is where you will just go and create your own coffee. The right one, it can be made a little smart. You can control that via Wi-Fi. It can also make the coffee, let's say, based on the demand as well. So when you are adding that functionality of being smart into any machine, that becomes an agentic system. Another example which I can give here, everyone, is of, let's say, a water sprinkler, which we see in garden. One sprinkler can be which just waters the plant every day at 9 in the morning, right? So it has been automated that every day at 9, it will just sprinkle water on all the plants. But what if there is a rain one day? Well, the second one, if we make it smart, then it will not do that, because we have made it smarter, and it will understand that, yes, already my plants, they are getting all drenched in the water. Why should I add extra water into that, right? So these are one very good relatable example. I always believe that relatable example are very helpful in understanding these complex things. So with that, now let's move forward. Let's talk about no-code tools. As the name suggests, no-code tools, right? We don't have to write any code, right? So they are just platform which can help you build any application without writing any single line of code. Now, the reason I have chosen this specifically, because no matter if you're in college, where we are very active and very, let's say, very much open to learning, and then if I compare same to, let's say, 10 or 15 years experience, where we are a little less towards learning new things, right? This no-code tools, they can be helpful to each and every one of us, right? And with AI taking over all the industries, they can help you to integrate and apply the same in your work. So we can just have a simple drag and drop interface where we have the pre-built components. Now features you can see, we have the pre-built integration for databases, APIs, as well as services. So now if you want to again connect your Gmail, right? Or let's say Google Sheets, you can just drag and drop that button or that overall flow of Gmail or Google Sheets. Now there are some common ones which you can see on the right, NA10, Make, Relay, Zapier. Okay, we will be focusing specifically on NA10, but other one can also be used for doing all the work. Going next, enabling automation without coding. So this good diagram which I have created, this is kind of bridging the gap between a no-coder and a coder, right? So the major thing is that it is empowering non-developers. So if you are the owner of a problem, right, this is how it used to happen 10 years back. Some non-tech person, or let's say some problem owner or project owner, he used to come up with a solution. He used to communicate the same to the dev team or the IT team. They used to code everything well, right? Then we used to have multiple iterations. And a thing which might take a week used to take a month, right? This is the biggest gap which these no-code tools are helping you to overall just jump, where now any non-developer, he can just build and iterate on the workflow. This surely enables the speed and the agility. So now you can, the problem owner, right? If I understand the problem better, why can't I just create that? Why should I have that communication in between? Because if we communicate, something is going to get affected, right? And of course, the last thing is there will be no syntax error. If you're not writing code, there will be no syntax error for sure. Just drag and drop components. If you just handle the English pretty well, you will be pretty fine with that, right? So these are the enabling automation without coding. Now let's move forward and see the no code meets AI. So if I would have to explain agent like the way I explained, right? I think it's pretty easy that I easily created an agent via one of the no-code tools, the N8N only, where I can send a message. Then you will see agent here. It is having a chat model, which can be, again, LLM, which is Gemini, OpenAI, all of these. Then we can have a memory. So as of now, I can just have any DB for the memory. And I can provide it tool as well. Tool can be any application, right? If the same thing I have to do with coding, this is via LangChain. Now, pretty sure that if we compare this and this slide, half the crowd would have went away if I would have started with this slide, right? I have to explain that, okay, what is all these libraries, what is LangChain, LangGraph. Here also I'm creating an agent. It is a React kind of an agent. Now, okay, it doesn't matter. What is React, what is this? We don't need to worry because this session is on no-code tools, right? So this is agent because of us. Even a person who is in school, he can understand that, yes, this is an agent. I don't need to understand what is this complex syntax. I cannot make that error. No, just drag and drop, all is done. Now, let's, of course, quickly go through the benefits of no-code automation and AI. Faster development, lower cost. It will overall be very accessible to you, right? You don't need to communicate with the team. You can have less engineering team as well. So that is, of course, a very, very high cost saved. Then we can have so many services just via drag and drop. You don't need to understand, right? You don't need to understand if Gmail gives this service or not. You don't need to go to its documentation. Just integrate that as a tool and it will do what you want to do. Right? Similarly, we can focus on the logic, not on syntax. Logic is where I think we should spend our time, not on the syntax. And of course, how it is flexible and easily maintainable. Tomorrow, when the use case changes, easy, just drag and drop. Tomorrow, when, let's say, GPT-5 has came into picture, if GPT-6 comes, just drag and drop the GPT-6 component, right? You don't need to understand anything. That's the major benefit. Now, let's talk quickly about no-code beyond the AI. So as I said, no-code tools are not something which are very new. We have no-code tools everywhere, right? Pretty sure all of you must have heard about Odoo. You must have seen Wix. Then coming to data engineering, we have Azure Data Factory. We have Amazon AWS Glue, where we do all these things, right? Next, let's talk about quickly why N8N is a very good choice for automation. Okay, so N8N is an application where we will see the demo as well. It is open source and extensible, right? And they have not sponsored me. It's just one of the platform which I like. Then they're having a very powerful workflow engine, okay? So they can handle any complex logic. They're having integration with multiple services. So all the common services which we use, like, again, let's say Google Sheets, Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram, all of these services are just there out of the box, and it has around 400 plus integrations easily, right? Then, of course, how it is having the best support for AI-related things. So when you want to have this agent, something which has been, I guess, the major point of this full year, you can just drag and drop that AI agent component, and you can just provide whatever you want to provide. So that's the whole idea, and that is why we will be seeing the same via N8N. Now, of course, we can use any other tool as well. The major thing is that we should understand the use case as well as what exactly these agents and AI is. Okay, so moving forward, let me show you now quickly via practical. So as you can see, this is no code versus code comparison. So first I'm showing you a use case. I will quickly tell you what this use case is. On the left, we have a user. He will be asking a query, and we have 3 agents, right? So 3 agents which I have created. They will be connected to a company source. So they just have to answer the question. Let's say if I ask a question about, hey, what is the leave policy? What is the thing related to laptop? If I have to get a new laptop, how can I connect to the VPN? Now, let me quickly show you the same via the code as well as via this no code so that it is very helpful. If I just quickly go back and show you, so this is actually one more session which I am part of. This is the full code which I have written here, right? So this full code, if I just quickly show you, I've used a framework again for AI, Crew AI. Many of you might have heard of it. I've used that framework and written very complex code, right? So the keys are deactivated if anyone is thinking of copying that. Again, this is the same thing. This is the exact policy, etc., which I was talking about, right? So again, very simple system we are creating. Companies have some policy, leave policy, IT-related policy, finance-related policy. We are getting a chatbot which can help you answer that. thus making sure that HR or your manager is a lot free. So these are the policies now which I have created. After that, if I just zoom it out, we can see that how I've created a rack config, how I've created multiple agents, something for memory, right? Then task, etc. All these things I have created and made a very, very big code so that I can do what I want to do, right? So this is all if we don't have these no code or AI present in these no code tools. Now, let's see the magic. And yeah, this is what we have in a no code tools. Here you can see 3 agents, just like I showed you. We have a chat trigger. Now you can just change it via Slack or something. The first agent is a classifier agent. The next one is a retriever agent, which goes through your docs and everything. And the last one just tells you the AI agent, which tells you that, hey, what finally should be the policy. How easily we have created that, right? I hope all of you can see the difference. So classifier agent, it has a Gemini brain. It is having the structured output, which tells if it's a HR query, IT query, or finance query. Then we have the retriever agent, which retrieves those documents, retrieves the rules, right? And tells you that, okay, what are the rules? The last agent, it just tells you that in a simple manner. Like, let's say if I ask for the leave policy, it will just tell me what is the leave policy, right? So I can show you the same in action as well pretty nicely. Let's see the same. If I just quickly push on this and open chat, I can ask, what is the leave policy? And when I press enter, it's very visually nice. Like we can see that, okay, now how it is using the brain. It will go through the memory and understand that what are the policies. And hopefully I will get the answer in maybe a minute. So that's a quick thing. But I hope all of you understand how easy is it to create, right? When applying a medical or parental leave, please submit your request for supporting documentation via HR portal at least 2 weeks prior to leave date. The thing which I wanted to majorly point out here is that it was very easy, right? Do a prototyping, to support use cases like this, we can just create something like this and you can use that as compared to the previous code which I showed. That was easily I think 800 plus lines of code doing the same thing. Here I have done the same. I can explain to my, let's say, managers, I can explain to my stakeholders that, hey, this is what I'm trying to create. Let's quickly do a prototyping. We can do the prototyping in a week as compared to me writing that code first in a week. If that is successful, right, and of course the understanding is needed, I have created a multi-agent system in maybe a day easily, right? So this is a multi-agent system where we are having multiple agents. They're having their brain, they're able to understand what I'm asking, and I can ask any follow-up question because they have the memory as well. Doing all this in a code, though can be done, it is not at all easy. You have to understand frameworks in depth, and then you have to create that. This even a 14, 15-year-old school-going child can also make once he understands what it is, right? So this is everyone, the very first practical. I hope we are able to understand that how we are able to do that just by drag and dropping. Now if I go here, I can even have multiple applications, right? So these are all the different icons of application which it supports, right? Slack, Gmail, Sheets, Excel, all of these things are very nicely supported. Along with that, your cloud technologies like AWS, Azure, they are also supported very nicely, right? So let's go back onto the presentation and quickly see some more use cases. Now, people who are from tech hopefully will be thinking that, Mayank, that is all fine, but we are from technology. In IT, we have some very good use cases. We cannot use that. Well, that is where this has taken a lot of leap, this technology, right? So the next use case is automating PR code reviews, something which I have spent days on and not the best work which I used to like. But you can create a system, right, which can do this code reviewing for you. It can handle the PR which you create. Now, let's say any change you make, it can tell that, hey, this code is wrong. Maybe you have to name the variable better. We can have all these things as well via a simple, again, system, right? We can see the steps. So it's a PR trigger. It is now connected to GitHub, right? So natively, it has the GitHub connection. I, for once, have also never used GitHub APIs, right? There are many things which we have to do. Here, it's just, again, a drag and drop. GitHub API, it will show you the PR from whatever repo you connect to, right? For the people who are in non-tech and never created a PR, that is totally fine. This is just a very good system and makes it very easy for engineers, right? Then it will also make sure that it reports everything into a Google Sheet. It is able to see if we have already done that, right? An agent is sitting in between, which is reviewing your code. And you can just, again, create this system very easily to do a first level of sanity check for your company, right? And once you do this and you actually use that, you will see that the results are also pretty nice. So I have done this and I have integrated that for one of my clients, where they wanted to make sure it was a small company, that at least they are not sending very bad code to the production, right? So this was easily able to handle at the edge cases and tell them that how can you create that, right? So we can see the same now. If I go next, this is just the traditional code versus the no code approach, that how we are having a trigger. Like, so these are just different steps. So we can have a trigger. If we were doing it via traditional code approach, right, we will used to have some API or custom webhook. Here again, everything is there in the visual node. Then we will have to fetch the difference. So me as an engineer, I have to go and see that, hey, what are all the changes which are created? Here, the AI agent or this workflow, it will just get all the changes for me. Then it will do the review, best practice context, post review, label the PR, and make sure that it is able to also add the same into the Google Sheets, right? So this is again the process where I've compared it to traditional versus the no-code approach, right? That traditionally how it was very difficult. But with this workflow, it is easy to understand as well as very easy to do, right? We have these steps where I have written the things properly. That first is GitHub trigger, then it will be getting the PR differences, then how it will be making sure that it understands what all we have given. So AI will now going to take part. It will update the Google Sheet as well, which I have connected, right? So this is again all using the no-code, the second practical. Showing this will take a little of time, but yeah, this works pretty well. Now let's see the third one, and this is pretty nice. So where we can search the trends in real life and create a newsletter, right? So content, I think every company is creating the content. So let's see this in action. I think many of us will like the same. And I will explain this much in depth as well. So let me go back, and what I will be doing, search and send newsletter, right? I am using multiple things here. The trigger is something which I will just click and it will start, right? Then I'm having the Tavily, so it is just searching for Google for different things, right? Let me first show the same in action, then we will understand it parallelly. So here, what I'm asking this Tavily to do, I am asking it to query or search on Google about DataHack Summit. Yes, the same thing which we are a part of, where we are sitting. I just asked this full workflow. It will be writing a newsletter, right? And now it can be article, it can be blog, but it is real time. So on real time, it will go on Google, it will search for DataHack Summit, and then it will try to write a full newsletter which we can use. So let us see the same in action. Now let me just quickly push this, and you will see this visually happening. So it is for the timing, it search for the net that, okay, what are the different DataHack Summit references. And agent is now creating the sections of different, let's say whatever it has searched on. So let it work, it takes a little bit of time, right? And then after that, it will be editing the copy. So because we want our newsletter to be pretty fine, and it will be sending the same to my Gmail. So I will show you the result as well in just a minute, once AI done. So again, you can see the same visually. So that is something which I like. You can see the step as well. And I've corrected an OpenAI model pretty nicely, right? And finally, we have sent a message. So let me go to my email. Let me refresh it and see, we have it. Dive into AI Innovation at DataHack Summit 2025. And all of this is pretty based on what all is happening. If I showed you that what Tavily got, right? It got all these things. So from district in, it was able to get that DataHack Summit is happening. Then from LinkedIn, somewhere it extracted that yes, someone has added for DataHack Summit. And then for DataHack Summit, it is getting the same from the Analytics with the website. So something which I think Analytics with the people will be doing, and they will be spending a lot of time. I created this workflow yesterday just in an hour, right? So all this I was able to do, and if anyone from Analytics with the want this newsletter, let me know. But once this completes, right, the same workflow can be needed. Because if they will update that yes, it was a success, which I'm pretty sure it will be, my Google Search API, it will quickly get those results only. And if you want, you can just automate this whole thing, right? You can just get the latest AI updates. You can say that, hey, just get for the last Monday. And you can get the same in your email. So as I've shown you, the best part, now let me explain the component as well. The best part is that how it is writing different sections. So if I quickly go and explain the same, the very first one, I just manually triggered this one. This is a Tavily, which is an API which searches for Google and on the net for different resources. So I asked for DataHack Summit. It is searching for that and got me the result. Like it is giving you the score as well, that okay, how close it feels the result is. So you can have a threshold. Let's say if I search for AI or some very specific technology, I want the threshold to be more than 90%, right? Then let's move forward and see the next step. Here is the first agent which comes into picture. It is writing different sections for me, right? So again, it's a pretty big one. I have made sure that it is writing the same in an easy to understand HTML manner, right? So it has given all these things. Next, if I move forward, and let me just show you, so we can just go like this as well. I'm just aggregating all these different sections. After that, second agent comes into picture, which tries to make sure that, okay, whatever I have given, that is properly edited, right? Just on the basis of whatever it was present, there are no repetitions between section. It is having this flow. So just like how I will do it in a real sense, where I will just research everything, then I will try to write something, then I will try to get it edited, and finally send the same to my manager for a draft, which will easily, I think, take a day. You can do it in 5 minutes if you try to create this automation and enjoy the rest of your day. And finally, it sends an email. So I've just entered my email. It is giving you the subject and the content. Now you can change it. Whatever you want, you can easily change it. You can add more option as well, right? We can just remove this edit and automation as well. And once I execute this, it just send me the email for draft. So let me go back and see, I've got that. So embrace the AI future, all these things. It is giving the link as well, the source. So we can go on district and see everything. Similarly, I can go on, let's say, this new thing. This is the second link, the exact website. So it has scraped that in real time, right? Tomorrow, when there will be new updates, it will be able to do that as well. So that's the whole idea with respect to creating this. And everyone, I hope, will be able to understand how difficult it would have been if we are doing it manually or via code as well. 10 years back, creating something like this would easily have taken me a week. I would have to go through the APIs, understand everything. Now, even if you don't know what an API is, you can just drag and drop and create this. So that's the overall benefit. Now let's move forward and talk about industry use cases. So the very first one is healthcare, which I've taken. Coming to healthcare, I actually helped one of the client who was a doctor which I've known for a very long time. I helped create a chatbot for him, right, and integrate that in WhatsApp, where his patient, because they used to come to him for very petty things like, okay, when I have to take this medicine, given the full prescription, or based on their previous overall diagnostics, right? So we saved all of that, and we made sure that all these questions can be answered in real time, right? Thus saving a lots of time. So when person used to ask that, hey, this medicine is not available, can I take some other medicine? It used to reply that, yes, this is the salt, you can take some other medicine. When I have to take this medicine, I'm not able to understand your writing, something which happens with doctors, then it can just tell you that, hey, this is where you have to take this medicine in a very proper to understandable way for the layman person as well. So that is something which I created. Now again, we can have different use cases because healthcare is one sector where technology or automation is never the major overall aim, and they are very less on these resources, right? Healthcare do not normally push and just research in this. They are majorly focusing on helping the patients, right? So all your different hospitals, they have the common problem with respect to your appointment scheduling, with respect to billing. All these things can very nicely be automated. Then you can create a virtual nurse assistant as well, where in your, let's say, hospitals, you can just make sure, based on what all is happening, you can easily just create a system which tells the person what exactly is going on, how is the diagnostic and everything happening. Then you can also have a patient data summarization. Anytime a doctor comes, he will be seeing that, okay, what is everything which is, like, let's say for the last 5 days, patient is admitted. He sees everything, right? We can give the same in a summary to him. And considering that how it can be very quick, it can be accurate, and you can always have this AI thing or any API as well integrated. This is going to generally be a game changer, which we can use in each and every of the industry, no matter even if you are a simple developer, if you are an analyst, or if you are a CEO or some CXO as well. Next is again some use case very close to me, finance. So I worked in the finance field for 3.5 years. Now in finance as well, we can have multiple use cases, the very famous being the fraud detection and alert, right? Then how you can make sure that any transaction which is happening, right? We are able to see that in real time, tell the person about the same. We can send in the offers. So having this AI agent thing and quick prototyping help us a lot. Now I've covered a very niche use case as well here, which is algorithmic trading, because this is something which I'm again in connection with one of the client, where I'm helping him to understand if we can just have some summarization and understand the same via the no-code tool, right? So this is something which I'm doing, and yes, that is possible. Now let's move forward and just have some key takeaways from this industry example, which we have covered. Now surely there can be retail, there can be sales, there can be CRM, there can be different industries, or rather all the industry where AI can be integrated, that is for sure. And these tools, they make it very easy for you. So they have democratized the overall AI experience. Even if you don't know or have very less idea about AI, even just what I've told you here about agents, you can create an agentic workflow for yourself, right? Then again, it is very, very fast. We have already understood that how I just created that newsletter thing in last just, I think, 2 hours, 1 hour yesterday, right? So it is very quick as compared to writing the code for that. Then next come about adaptability. If you tomorrow want that, hey, ChatGPT is not giving me a good option, just remove that block, just drag the Gemini one, and you are all set. Hey, Claude is now very good in understanding the use cases. The new Claude model, that's a game changer. Just remove the Gemini one, drag and drop the Claude one, all good. Hey, I want to send the output to Gmail as well as Slack. Just drag and drop, connect that dot, and everything will be there in Slack as well, right? Then next is a little thing, scalability. Now, traditionally, no-code tools have been this bottleneck where they were not very scalable. But with the new one, which you can host onto your system as well, they are pretty nicely scalable. They can handle multiple requests. And I personally believe that you can easily create a system for a prototyping, and you can scale it to, let's say, 100K users easily, right? It will be able to handle all those requests, and it will be able to give you fabulous result in a very quick way. Then augment, not replace, specifically included this point. The whole idea is that we are not here to replace humans. We just want to make sure that anything which can be automated and done smartly by AI, they can be done, and then humans can focus on more better problems, right? And that is, I think, the major role of AI is. If you are trying to do something which can be easily done, then AI is going to replace you. If you become very good and adopt these things very nicely, very quickly, then of course, you can just focus on other things, focus on the major tasks which require logic, and let AI handle the rest, right? Great, so let's now move on to the second penultimate slide, and this again, Mayank, everything is good. You told us for the last 20, 25 minutes, we understood the idea, but how would I use it in my work? How would I use it in my company? So that's why I've included this slide, because it is very, very crucial that from this presentation, you take away that, okay, how you have to do and actually use that. Else it will be not very helpful. So the very first thing is to start small. Please don't go and have your core banking logic or the core logic of your system to the no-code tools, then mail me that, Mayank, I followed your advice, everything is failed, I am fired. I don't want that. Please try to pick up a very, very small use case, very high impact use case. Try to automate that. Try to see how that is happening, right? Understand that, yes, this is something which is costing me a lot of time. This is a simple use case, high value use case, which I can automate to provide a better experience. So if you are sending email to your, let's say, customers when they sign up, make that email a little bit personalized based on their location, based on their, let's say, details, right? You can just reach out to your, let's say, customers, potential customers. If you have any past data, let's say if a customer has not purchased anything for the last 6 months, just easily create a system where you can send this mail, right? So don't try to just have the whole logic of your company on the first day automated. You will surely get fired, and it will not be on me. I made sure that I am warning all of you. Next is the executive team. So you will also have to make sure that once you do that, hopefully after getting a little motivated from my side, you will have to make sure that your manager, your leadership team, your stakeholders, they understand things, right? So tell them, just educate them a little bit, show them that, hey, see, this is something which I've quickly created. Let me do this, let us not go to the tech team for this, or let me just quickly create this prototype. Then they will surely be happy, they will try to understand. Tell them that how this makes AI easily integrable. Tell them that how competitors are doing it, because believe me, every industry is doing this. Competitors, when they does, managers or stakeholders are more likely to understand, and show them the same in action with a particular use case. Then after that, you have to make sure that your teams are also empowered. Everyone knows from your use case. So once you do that, do share that with everyone, right? Don't try to keep it like, hey, this is doing my work, let me now enjoy. No, please share that with everyone so they understand, right? They are also able to do the same. You can create a common repository, and don't try to add or end up where we end up 15 years back, where we used to create Excel macros for everything. Like hundreds of same Excel macros are there, right, in the company, or same code is there. No, share your learnings, share your no-code prototypes, share your templates so that they can use the same. If anyone wants, they can reach out to me. I will share that newsletter wala, so that you can just easily create a newsletter on anything. So this is very, very helpful. Have the hackathons and everything. Then after that, once you have enough people in the company, then create some center of excellence. You can have some expert. I know one. You can reach out to me. And just have some sessions. Understand that how your use case can be done. Because many times we have this thought that no-code tools, they are just for basic things, not for the advanced use case which we might have in a company. But that is not the case. In the last couple of years, there have been lots of advancement. So they have genuinely made it possible for complex use cases as well, right? So after that, once we have done this, introduce now how to scale. So if you have now introduced, if you have all the last steps which I talked about, then we can expand on the use cases. You can slowly try to understand what are the new use cases or the previous one which can be introduced. You can easily add AI into your existing use cases as well. Just try to have them onto no-code tools. Just do a A/B testing where some users are getting overall from the last one which was getting used, and the new users, they are basically getting served by the new overall no-code automation which you have done. Always make sure of security and compliance, because in the industry, in a particular company, this thing is very important. From the start, make sure that you are taking your IT team, your compliance team together. Don't just develop in silos where you are just creating something, having no idea and your whole data is getting lost. No, always make sure that whenever you automate a use case, you are having the approval, you are having the oversight of your compliance and the IT team. We don't want to create a system which breaks or cost us more just to save time, okay? And then, of course, culture change. As I said, automation as of now as well is seen something which cannot be used, but I personally know people, I have helped brand, I have helped companies, startup basically, and major companies as well, where I have created their use case and they are scaling pretty well. So that culture change will be required. One very important thing which I would like to add here, don't be afraid if, let's say, after some complexity, you have to move from no-code to no-code to code. Because many people have this problem where they say that, hey, I might get 1 million requests, why should I move to no-code? Well, you can do a quick prototyping, you can easily serve the customers, and you can make sure that they are getting till, let's say, the 1 million hits. After that, if it becomes complex, you can easily move on to a code-based solution as well. So this is something which I have seen, and it is no problem because at least we have done the prototyping pretty easily. We were able to get to the market early and serve the customers. So yeah, that is, I think, where I've covered about how we can also easily introduce and use that. And thank you. So I think that was a very good timing thing. So that was the last slide, everyone. And I hope you got all I've understood, and we will be open to Q&As now.
So yes, we have 10 minutes. We can take some questions.
Yeah. Sure. So everyone, I think you can easily ask the question. I can help you answer that, if anyone has any.
Hi, I'm here, Ashish.
Yeah, hi, Ashish.
Great session.
Thank you.
I've actually tried to use NA10, and there are areas where I'm stuck. I'm a decent codable person, but no code is my forte. So when we are trying to do chatbots, right? We want a sort of a looping system where you have a chat. That is where I struggled.
Okay.
So is that something these NA10 platforms can handle? Because I couldn't get it to work.
It is easily possible, where you can have a loop kind of a thing. It is working on the, let's say, whatever response is coming. So NA10 supports that, or other any tool will support that. One thing which I forget to add is that in NA10 you can also have a code as well. So just in case, if you want.
So that becomes code, right?
No. It is the use case which you are supporting, which you are telling that and many more complex use cases, they are out of the box.
Okay.
In case, if there is still something, it is supported by code, but you will not be requiring that. For 90% of the use cases, the one which are present, they are pretty good. So the looping thing, that is just out of the box present.
So you want the chatbot to take a decision based on the response and then loop kind of.
So I can show you that as well.
Is that, is there a GitHub or some?
Anything, so we just have a simple loop object which we can drag and drop. So if I go, and let's say go here, just have a loop.
And this I'm trying to do via Telegram or WhatsApp.
Yeah, so we can have Telegram, WhatsApp, anything which you want to add, that should not be a problem. So this is a loop thing. Let me just delete this. But like, that's the idea. Like, you can just easily connect that. So let's say it is going here. Now I can easily go and connect it like this. So depending on your use cases, it can easily handle those things, right? So looping is supported out of the box, and it works pretty well because I've used that in one of the workflows where I was iterating and seeing that, yes, at least the agent should spread 2-3 times before it comes up with the final answer. And I have genuinely, like, I handle most of my personal things via personal Telegram chatbot, where I just send the message, it adds something to my calendar, it can send the email for me, it can tell me what are the events. So I've created a personal full manager for that in Telegram.
Yeah, so just to add, and we can connect offline, basically, if it's a flow-based system where I have question 1, get an answer, based on that answer, take a question 2,
Yeah.
is that also?
Yeah, yeah. So we have the memory, right? Our agent has a memory. So it will understand that what you asked. So let's say if I ask you that, hey, what is the best place to visit in India in this weather? It tells, let's say, for example, it tells Bengaluru only. Weather is nice. Now, let's say if I ask, can you tell me where all I can go? It will have that context that yes, it gives the Bengaluru as an answer. Because of agent, it is having that memory, it is having that brain. So just like a travel agent will do, your AI travel agent will also do the same.
Awesome, thanks, I'll reach out to you.
No worries. You can actually, I will be covering those use cases on my YouTube channel as well. So you can just quickly search that. I have created a full masterclass there. So more than 100K views. So if anyone just wants to get started into this NA10, I have created that as well, okay?
Hi.
Hi.
Nice session.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm also looking for this kind of, we said 9 and 10 is kind of open source. It means there is
Yes.
no license restrictions and we can
No, you can
raise
host
and
it, yeah, it's open source, it's on GitHub, you can host it onto your system as well. Like if you have, let's say, you can easily just have, it's a Docker image, you can just get it, you can host onto your full infrastructure as well.
There is no license complications
No,
and all
not
those things for
It's
a
open source.
commercial purpose.
No, it has an enterprise thing available if you want to have, let's say, support, but overall it's open source, you can easily just host it. For support and everything, it has enterprise thing, so no commercial issues as such. That should not be a problem.
It means the source code and everything is available
it's on
and
GitHub.
extensible and all that.
It's extensible.
And you also mentioned about that be ready with the code with the complex, so you have 1 million hit and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So there are two kind of personas, right? One is like who primarily look for more API level and one is how you balance it between these two things, because a lot of people, as you rightly mentioned, I have let's say 20 agents, they need to talk about it and these guys will not be able to scale and all that.
Yeah.
Versus edge cases, are you guys able to handle those edge cases properly versus my graph state and all those things? So those questions I'm keep on listening from my developers saying, okay, this is the, for initial use cases is good.
No,
but
so it is not the case. As I said, this is something which is there in the industry as of now. And I know that because I've done that again with the industry. So I do consulting, AI consulting overall, where I help companies in that. Now it has become a lot mature. Genuinely, I can just have a node, I can connect it to my backend API. Even if I want the logic to stay with me, I can have the whole logic. I can just send it any response I want in JSON. So that can easily be scaled and handled. Plus, with the way it is getting developed very nicely, it is in proper development, you are able to have those edge cases, etc., easily handleable. And it is scalable as well. Like the free version, which I just showed you, it is able to take 5 concurrent requests. If you host it onto your system and you scale that up, let's say on any EC2 or anything, it can go further than that, should not be a problem. And anyway, you can have a major case on the API onto your system as well. N8N can hit your API. So you can just have a node which hits your API. So all that complex thing, all that scalability, if you don't want to get it outside, you can handle onto your system. So it should not be a problem at all.
yeah, of course, it will support the open source models hosted locally.
Yes, it is supported. Even N8N is scalable. Like I know about others thing as well, but let's stick to N8N, that is scalable because it can be on your infra. So if your infra is good, it will handle that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi.
1 minute.
Hi, sir. Yeah.
Wait, Pooja, hi.
Okay. It was a nice session.
Thank you.
I was quite following N18 for some time. I think some of the answer you already given. So we are actually basically from a cybersecurity space, and compliance is the biggest issue for us. So whenever I propose solutions with N18, and how secure, how we can make it secure. So probably you said one of the thing is that we can actually host it in our in-house,
Yeah.
so that our data won't be gone outside.
Nothing will lose from your
Nothing will
system.
be outside. So, and then our LLM models and everything we have hosted inside. So
That can be supported. Local LLMs can be supported. So once you host it onto your infra, then you can have a local LLM which is powering that. I don't have it ready, but yes, I can support that via Olama pretty nicely. Just let's say if it's on your local host, the data will be yours, the LLM will be yours, nothing is going out. Just have a quick compliance oversight and you should be good. Again, solve the use case where that was the problem. And specifically that comes into finance domain and the cybersecurity domain. So don't use the given one on cloud. Just have it on your infra. That should be fine.
and then the second thing, so if at all if it is going for an in-house, so how the cost effective, how much it?
NA10 is pretty cost effective, right? With respect to other ones, and when you host it onto yours, you will be just giving majorly the cost of the infra plus, let's say, any of the LLM costs which you are incurring. When compared to competition, I think it is easily 70 to 80% cheaper. I had that slide, I think I missed that, but yes, it is having, with respect to Zapier, Microsoft Automate and others, it is pretty cost effective. And I have seen that cost has never been an issue into anything which I have automated by N10 as of now, because since it is open source, it can be on your infra, it is able to handle that.
So we can easily migrate it to other third-party systems also, correct? Right? Like
Other
on that third-party integrations also.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
that is
like Outlook, Teams, and other stuff.
Yeah, so it supports that out of the box. Otherwise, it can connect to any API.
Okay. So
it just
something that even if you host it in-house, so all these integrations would be available.
yeah. So as soon as you even get it on your local, these integrations are supported. You might just have to get a webhook so that it can connect to your N10, but otherwise these are supported. That is not a problem. So they are there out of the box.
Mayank.
Okay.
Yeah. So talking about the doctor's use case, right? If the patients are chatting with the agent, example, but the agent has to respond back to the user directly.
Yes.
Can there be a human in loop while the doctor approves the response?
We can have the human in the loop. So what we can have, and what I will share from the use case only, whenever there was any query, which let's say agent doesn't have an idea, or it was, let's say, very complex, or it was out of overall where the person has been diagnosed, etc. Then we made sure that the message used to be sent to the telegram of the doctor. If he says that, yes, this is what you should do, or if he tells the answer, that is what is inside. So human in the loop supported out of the box easily. Your workflow will wait, right, till the doctor responds. And for your agent, for your end consumer, it will just be sending the message once doctor responds, or it will not be sending anything, or it will just after some time, you can make it send that, hey, this is a complex use case, doctor will be reaching out to you easily. Or let me, if you want to just easily imitate a doctor, we will send the reply in some message. Seems like we have to talk on that. So human in the loop can easily be integrated. MCPs, human in the loop, agents, all these AI related hot things, they are supported. The good thing, again, that is not very difficult, but good thing is that they are supported out of the box. So yeah, that is there. All this is there. Hi.
We'll take this as the last question because time's up.
Yes, audible anyways.
Great session, thank you. I just want to know, when you create a workflow with N8N, how do you deploy it, If I have to give it as a solution, how do you deploy
it? So I had a manual trigger, where I was just triggering it manually. I could have it triggered based on different things. It can be time-based. It can be when you get a new email. It can be based on a webhook. So let's say if you hit that API, then it is when it will trigger. It can be based on new WhatsApp message, new Telegram message. So the overall first flow which I showed on the input or trigger, right? There can be different triggers. Okay. So based on that, your workflow will get executed. Okay. It's totally on you. You can have multiple triggers as well. That, hey, either it will get triggered every day at 9 o'clock, or if let's say I hit that API or I get an email. So it will do that. Just as an example, I have at 9 o'clock, all of my email, it just creates a draft reply for me, so that at 9:15 I can sit and reply to everything. So, and if I want, I can just trigger it from my Telegram as well. Telegram is normally easy. WhatsApp, it required Meta business account. So based on those triggers, it can get executed anytime and any way you want. So that is supported.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you very much.
So great, everyone. I really hope that you like the talk. Now, if you have come this far, pretty sure that you are very serious, and I can assure you that you are going to have a very good career and overall understanding in this field. If you have any doubts again, and if you would like to ask the same, please ask the same in the comments, and I will make sure to answer that. As always, please share this video with everyone and do subscribe to my channel, as I will be bringing more and more content into this space and into the overall AI space as well. This is going a lot exciting, and based on my expertise and knowledge, I want to make sure that I can help you, each and every one of you. So with that, thanks a lot.